Hey guys! So I am entering week 31. That's about 7 months, and I've lost 100 pounds so far. So I lost 30 on my own. It was originally 258, and people kept asking, how did I lose the 30 pounds on my own? Well, I went to the gym 2 to 3 times a week. I was really going with it. And I felt really sick at that time because I had really bad heartburn. And I just didn't want to eat anything. My stomach just felt horrible. And so I was dieting, but then felt sick, and I was exercising. So I just kind of went with it and lost 30 pounds, which I've done before in the past. But knowing you're going to get surgery and that, losing as much as you can right now is just great. And so I just did it. They initially had told me I'll lose between 50 and 60, and I'm up to 70 now, and I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to stop. People are, some of my friends are like, how skinny do you want to get? And I'm like, I want to be like a stick with a head on it. That's what I want to be. And they're like, oh no, you don't want to be like that. And I'm like, why not? Why not be skinny? I'm not going for like anorexic, look at my ribs, but why can't I be like normal, skinny, small chick? And they just, I think, can't accept me like that. They always knew me as this heavy person, so I think it's just weird for them to imagine that. So what's different now, I guess, since losing 100? Well, I used to be like a size 2X top, 16 pant. Now I'm wearing mediums. Pants I haven't really gotten into. I just wear stretchy pants, which are just size medium, because I have no butt, but I still kind of have a belly, and I don't think that... I did try on a pair of size 12s that I pulled out of storage from ancient times, and I was able to get them on. They were still baggy, but my butt just is disappearing in these pants. I think once my waist starts to kind of really go down, I'll be able to get like pants that kind of sculpt my ass up, And, I should probably be doing squats. My husband keeps yelling at me, you gotta do squats and butt exercises. And I'm like, I know. I'll get there. Other things that I feel... Oh, yeah, so, yes, I was the 2X, and now I'm a medium. Crazy. I know. It's like me at like 14 again. It's crazy. So, another thing that's different is I feel more flexible. I just always remember, like, I remember trying out for volleyball in high school, and I couldn't put my arms back behind my head to hit the volleyball. Like, they were like, no, put your arms lower. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. And now I notice I can put my arm back further, or I can put my leg over my body more. I can just bend more. And I don't know if the fat on my body was just really like, it had been there for so long and it was very tense and tight, or I actually lost muscle. I don't know if it was the combo, but I just feel very flexible. And it's pretty nice. I like it. What other things? Oh, yeah, and then... So, yeah, I can't feel my butt anymore. I mean, I can feel my butt, but my butt is, like, gone. And when I lay on the ground, I can feel my whole spine. And it feels really bizarre. Because, like, you'd have the butt, and then your back, and then, your shoulder blades. And now it's just, like, shoulder blades, back, butt. It's really weird. Anywho. Sagging skin, let's go into that. I'm not really that concerned about it right now, and I mean, of course, the arms, they shake. They always did, maybe my lower belly is a little saggy, but I'm not really that concerned right now. With my husband, I'm really surprised. He was 540 pounds. He was 6'4". He is still 6'4". And his arms look great. His nipples are a little low. I think he's gonna fix that. They're kind of like off by an inch or two. I don't know. They look a little strange. His lower belly is a little saggy by a few inches, but like remembering how big his stomach was, I really thought that he'd have like this pancake flap over his knees. Like I really thought it was going to be crazy. But it looks pretty good. Like he can totally get away with what he's got. He probably doesn't really need surgery, but if he really wants to go that extra mile, which I think he will, he can do it if he wants. I'm totally supportive. But you really couldn't tell. It just looks like a little tiny bit of like, fat in his lower belly. But then once that fat is gone, because there is fat with the skin, but once that fat is gone, I think then it's going to start looking kind of weird. But I think he's okay for right now. But yeah, I remember always kind of not understanding like why skinnier girls who are like, medium or whatever, they'd always be like, oh my god, I'm so fat and blah 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 blah. And the same complaints you had when you were really fat, you still kind of get, when you're an extra large or a large or a medium. Unless you're like a stick and you have no lumps anywhere, you're still that same person with a slightly smaller lump, but it's still there, My lumpy proportions are still there. They're just smaller, but they're still there. They're still bothersome, and I understand like now like why people who are really big and they've lost a lot of weight and they look amazing now. And sometimes they can't see that amazingness because all they see is like these lumpy things or these saggy things, and I get like that sometimes. But then other times I'll notice, I'll plateau and then I'll start to lose weight. And maybe the scale's not really saying I'm losing a lot, but you look in the mirror and you can really start to see something changed this week. And you start feeling like really, really good. And you get really happy. And you're like, God, I'm looking good. And then, you stop, then your body kind of gets used to that point. And then you start kind of getting like, oh, when am I going to start losing weight again? Or when am I going to start feeling good again? And I'm like kind of worried like when I do stop losing weight, like what will happen? Because it's every week there's something happening. I'm losing a little bit, and it's like this great feeling. And even my husband, he still loses weight every week, but he's gonna get to a point now where it's gonna stop soon. Like I don't really think he's that much more overweight, but he still thinks this. He still thinks that he is, and it's so bizarre. I don't know. Your brain still hasn't kind of caught up, I guess, So I gotta say, I love looking at my legs now. That's one of my, like, the things I love about my body now. When I was 14, I remember I got these, like, legs, and I was like, these are some hot-ass legs. And then I got fat, and they just got wide, and, they became, like, not the most attractive legs. And now I just see my legs, and I feel so young. The surgery just makes you feel like 10 years younger. I feel like, not 31, I feel 21. I'm like, I just feel great. I just wish I had done this sooner. I feel like I wasted my 20s. I felt like this old, tired woman who didn't want to do anything. And the clothes I used to wear, I'm like going through my old clothes, and I'm like, this is like grandma clothes. And now I find myself like gravitating towards dresses and shorter dresses and heels, like these heels. But I think when you're really heavy, heels really kind of hurt your feet, hurt your legs, everything hurts. And now that you're like lose this 100 pounds, you feel like this light little feather, and like heels are just like nothing, All right, so right now I'm 158, and I was 258. I'm 5'7". My initial goal back when I was a heavy lady, I was like, wow, it'd be great to get to 150. But I really want to get to 140. But let's just say 150 just in case things don't go well, and let's just get to that 150. And now I'm at 158, and I'm like, let's go to 140. Let's maybe even go skinnier. I don't, like whatever. I don't mind what I'm doing right now, like for eating. Like I could do this for the rest of my life. It doesn't feel like hell. So, I'm definitely going to get to that skinny gal I always knew I could be. So what I'm doing right now to lose weight I try to stay at 1,000 calories and stay below 1,200. I'm 5'7", and I remember doing the math, and I think it said like for someone like me, I think I need to like maintain a 1,200 or maybe it was 1,400 calories. I'm not sure. But I read this study that people who were overweight or are overweight, we have to eat 20% less than our like skinnier counterpart person. So if the skinny chick over there is like the same height as you and she's eating like 1,400 calories, you got to eat, 20% less than her in order to keep losing. Because I noticed that like when I'm getting closer to 1,200, I don't lose anything. It's a horror. I know it's. I remember reading about the study, and I'm like, oh my god, that's horrible. It's like already we have a problem with food, and then we still have to eat 20% less in order to like lose more. I mean, not lose more, but lose. Oh god, horrible. But I'm really glad that I did this now as a young person. Still, I'm 31. I'm just glad I'm gonna be skinny and I'll be able to enjoy my 30s. I feel like I kind of wasted my 20s. I always felt like every year this will be the year I lose weight. At least this will be the year. This will be the year, and then boom, I'm now in my 30s. But gonna make these 30s hot and skinny and awesome. But like in my 20s, just eating was just so stressful, and that stress is gone. But there's like a new stress, and this new stress is just like, did I drink enough water? Did I eat enough protein? Am I eating enough? Did I take my calcium? Did I take my vitamins? Before it was, shit, I'm eating way too much. I can't control myself. Oh my god, I can't stop. Just putting food in my mouth and I'm just watching it happen and I just couldn't stop, It's a completely different problem now. And I like this problem better. I feel like more in control, But I gotta say, I still kind of undercount my protein when I'm not home with my scale. If I go to a barbecue or if I, whatever, I just, even my husband, I'm like, Al, how much do you think this is? And he's like, 4 ounces? And then we go home and we're like, look at like the same kind of piece of meat, or we look at something similar and we're like, oh, we didn't do that right, did we? So I don't know. We still do the scale at home and we really try to kind of estimate it right, but I don't know. Sometimes we don't get it right. What else? So we still write down everything we eat, and I think it's going to be something I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I keep having the thought through my head that this surgery is like the end of the line. There's no fail safe. This is it. And I keep seeing people not posting videos anymore, and they're not on my MyFitnessPal anymore, and I'm all like, no man, this don't walk away from this, Don't give up. This is like your moment, I don't know. Think of the person that you want to be and make it happen. And I know maybe in the past you've tried and it didn't work, but this is the time. This is it. All right.